Good evening, everyone. Good evening, and I hope I am properly audible and visible to everyone. Good evening. So, we are having this session. Because, like, we had seen some copies last day, and some more copies of essay were remaining. So, for that purpose only, we are just going through this topic. I am good. How is everyone? How are you, Disha? How is everyone? Yes, we are having this class today just because we have seen certain copies in the last session. Some more copies of essay were remaining, and I told you everyone that we will see all the copies which have been received in the last for this last topic. The topic was about this one nation, one election. We had this topic. The topic was the most needed reform of Indian politics, and then one nation, one election. So we have already discussed about this topic. That what you should be writing here. That one thing which we have already discussed. Now, today we will see only some copies. And yes, Shruti, we have not got your copies. Maybe you have not uploaded it right. All the copies which were uploaded, we have got it. So I think even in the past I have asked the team, so they were saying that they have not been able to find your copy. So I think there is some problem in uploading from your side, okay, because we have not received your copy. I am good. How is everyone? So tell me one thing before we start the session. Tell me one thing. Like normally this is the beginning of a new year. So have you made some resolutions? Have you made some resolutions? Like it is 28th today. So 3 days are there. So have you made some resolution for the new year that what you are going to do? Is there anything in that resolution about answer writing? That some of you may have made this resolution that okay, in 2025 I will write like 5 answers per day. Anyone having a resolution like that, that before my selection in 2025 I will write 5 answers per day, 5 mains answer? Anyone have made resolution like that? Krishna is saying directly no, we don't make such resolutions. Okay, 6 answers, fine. So if you are making resolution, try to follow that. 6 answers per day. Never. Okay, there is one answer from Pallavi that no, never. सब 2 दिन का होता है सिर्फ पढ़ाई से related. Okay, fine. So some people are directly saying no, we don't make resolutions. We don't make resolutions at all. That is also fine. Like you have to be that much honest. Say directly, no, I don't believe in those resolutions. I will not make it. Okay. So yes, so last day we have discussed about this essay topic. We have seen this topic that the most needed reform of Indian politics, one nation, one election. We have seen certain copies also, and some more copies were remaining. So we are going to see those copies of one nation, one election. And then like last day also I have given you this one topic. Last day I gave you this one topic. The smarter you get, the less you speak. So for this essay, for this topic, I am giving you some time. Okay. We will not have class on Tuesday, that is 31st. We will not have this class on Tuesday. There won't be any such class on Tuesday. So 31st and 1, we will not be having classes there in online session. Okay. But on 3rd of January, that will be one session, that is on Friday. 3rd Jan, that is on Friday. 1 week from now, we will have again this session on this essay part. We will have this session on essay part. You have almost around 4 to 5 days to write answer on this topic. Okay. So just practice on this. The smarter you get, the less you speak. We will have that session on Friday. So you have plenty of time. You have plenty of time. Think about it. You can make like a 2 or 3 rough essay also with respect to that. And then you can like write it again and again. Okay. So this is one thing. पढ़ाई के अलावा कुछ अच्छा नहीं लगता. That is also good. Yes, Nikhil, please ask your question. You already have a study plan, but not a resolution yet. Okay. In 2025, I have not also decided anything. Yes, Nikhil, ask your question. Let's see some copies and then I will come to your question also. So this is one copy from Shalini, the most needed reform of Indian politics. So we have started with 129th Constitutional Amendment Bill was passed there in Lok Sabha. Then you have decided simultaneous elections are not new in India. They were held for Lok Sabha and okay. So you have given about the history of it. While talking about positive, various points can be counted as holding simultaneous election will reduce the excessive expenditure. Okay. Fine. See, you are like, if we look about this, Shalini, you have tried to answer in just 2 pages. So I think now you know that you can elaborate it more. You can go in detail of this. You have to write in 1000 to 1200 words. It cannot be in 2 pages. It cannot be in 2 pages. You have to write at least around 10 pages with respect to this. Okay. So you can like everything which you have pointed here. For example, you have pointed about the election expenditure, the excessive expenditure, then paramilitary forces deployment and other things. So you can expand it. You can expand it. You can mention that what can be the benefits in each of these areas. We have to expand that part. That is one thing needed. Even in concern, you can do the same thing. Like last day, we have already talked about this, that what can be approach here? What can be the approach here? So we have already discussed that in the last session. Okay. So just according to that, you can follow this. Okay. Coming to the second copy, name is not written here. The reforms in Indian political system is introduced by one nation, one election. There is a need of updation and reformation in any political system from time to time. Okay. You have mentioned about law commission, fine. However, the level of simultaneous polls has been pending very long time. Okay, fine. The concept of simultaneous election refers to holding election. Okay, fine. You have mainly mentioned about simultaneous election. You have mentioned about post-independence era of election. Then position of ECI during conducting simultaneous election. Position of national parties and other parties. See, there is one thing. I don't know whose copy it is, but you don't have to make paragraphs or headings like this in essay. You can simply go by like, sorry, you don't have to make headings like this in essay. You can simply move from one part to another part. If you are emphasizing upon something, you can underline that. Otherwise, there is no such need of making a subheading and then writing it. In essay, you don't require it. In essay, directly you can move from one part to another part. Okay. However, sometimes it is also beneficial for independent parties. Significance of one nation, one election. Then you have mentioned about cons of simultaneous election. So, see, the thing is, you have written it in the terms of answer, in the terms of article. At first you have mentioned what are the pros, you have given some subheadings, you have defined it, then you have mentioned what are the cons, and then you have also given the same thing. Okay. So what you can do instead is just go with the traditional flow of essay. It has to be in that traditional form of essay, and of course you have like written all the content. You can only design it somewhat better. You have written the content already, you can design it somewhat better. That is what is required here. And then third part, like I explained you last day also, that this essay topic, if we look at it, it is also coming with that one exclamation mark, that the most needed reform of Indian politics, one nation, one election. After that, we are having that exclamation mark. So it means that there is something else to this story also. So there you can refine it. You can talk about what other things are also required. It cannot be the only thing, or it is not just the most needed. There are so many other things which are also required. Yeah. So that is one part. Third thing is, this is answer from Megha. Last day we were asking about this. Okay. Getting married in 2025. Whose resolution it is? Okay, that's fine. Anyone else having that resolution? Getting married in 2025? Now, coming to this topic, write an essay in, the most needed reform. Okay, fine. Ramesh, a casual labor, work for others in farm or non-farm enterprises. He has a daughter whom he want to educate. But in the village, there is no school college for secondary further studies. He sends his daughter to a nearby town, but the daily transportation facilities are absent. Even the school is not providing good sanitation and drinking water facilities. During the elections, the politicians come to meet the people and promise to fulfill the demand of people. But after the elections are over, people are waiting in hope of development in their area. Will one election will hear the voice of such a diversity? Will it be able to fulfill their demand? Okay, that's fine. That is also a good way to start. We have given a context. This is one thing, like we have also discussed one story. This is also a story going in other part. Okay, that yes, there is a person who wants education for his daughter. There are no such good schools. People are not coming to the legislators are not coming to the house of the people. They are not hearing the demand of the people. So that is a very good introduction which you have written here. Okay. Then, one nation, one election is not a new topic. You have defined it. Don't go it in like a topic wise manner or point wise manner. Try to write it in a paragraph manner. Okay. So that is one suggestion, Megha. Go in a paragraph manner. Like you have written the content, that's fine, but go in paragraph manner only. Okay. There are excessive use of public money. Secondly, prolonged deployment of paramilitary forces. Third, reshuffle of administration. Fourth, many a times due to frequent election. Fifth, okay, there are countries that hold simultaneous election. Example, fine. Even closer to Nepal has experience of holding a Megha, you have started very good. Like your introduction part was very good. Second thing, you have deviated somewhat in writing that part. Although that is also fine, it is not a major problem, but you have written it half. You have written the half of the essay. The other half is pending. You have mentioned just about this part, that what can be the possible advantage of one nation, one election. So when you have started with that debate, that will one nation, one election satisfy these needs? Will one nation, one election fulfill these needs? To expand upon them, what you have to do is expand upon it. You can say that, okay, one nation, one election is fine. These are the advantages. There are some concerns also. But then the main part which you have started there in the introduction, you have to write for that also. That one nation, one election is one of the reform, but there are many other things which are pending in our political reforms. You can talk about criminalization of politics. You can talk about money power in politics. You can talk about lack of ethical values. You can talk about transparency. You can talk about accountability. Okay. So you can talk about all these dimensions in the second part of essay. So your introduction was very good. But you have to expand this essay furthermore also. Okay. So that is one thing which I expect from you. You have written 4 pages. I think you can write 4 or 5 more pages. 4 or 5 more pages can be written by you. Okay. But introduction, yes, quite good. Then Right to speech is a fundamental right of Indian citizen. An election is the way in which democratic country Election is a way in democratic country through which general public raise their voice up to the supreme lawmaking body. Election means choosing a group of person who will rule on ourselves for next tenure. From Article 324 to 329, provisions from are written in Indian Constitution, and it gives power to conduct election in India. Fine. In history, the one nation, one election conducted 3 times in independent India, but of the situation of that time does not lead to further conduction. Fine. You can work a little bit on English part. Somewhat improvement is needed. You are writing quite good, but a little bit correction in sentence from framing can be done. Okay. It can lead us to achieve the goal of good governance. Fine. You are writing it in answer wise format, so that is one thing which you can change. If you want to mention flowchart, you can mention it. If you want to mention flowchart in essay, yes, you can do it, but then you have to write content also. Essay is like where you have to put yourself, you have to explain everything. In GS, when you have to save the words, use presentation. In essay, you will use presentation to show something very good. Okay, like of course, if you are making like a flowchart, so yes, it is good here, it can be done here, but then you have to explain things also. Financial market, economic benefit, okay. You have written in point wise manner, that is not required. I think last day we have discussed this aspect, that do not go for point wise, it is not mains answer. So accordingly you can make change. Okay. Then coming to one more essay, it is from Asha Yadav. A nation united, strong and free, one election a destiny. With the synchronized election, we will save time, money, resource we crave. No more polls, no more strife, just one vote to save our life. Like I will say that you have that creativity, which is required in the answer. So this is very good. This beginning part, this introduction part is quite good. Okay, this is from Asha. So yes, introduction part is quite good. Then you have defined one nation, one election, the most needed reforms of Indian politics that unfolds the dream of Indian democracy. Okay, then you have given the history of it. Fine. See, you have to make a you have to write paragraph which can be having like what we can say, it can be having 50 words, 60 words, 80 words, but it cannot be as like big as one entire page only. Then like last day I have given you this one thing, that one idea, one paragraph, so that is one thing which you have to follow. Okay. Administrative functioning, program continuation. So see, you have written about different ideas, but what we have to do is when you are writing different ideas, try to mention them in different paragraph, so that the person who is reading your copy will say that okay, you have highlighted many things, many dimensions of it. So that is one thing which is required. You can make this as one idea, one paragraph. Okay. However, there are some key challenges and concerns. We have mentioned that also, about the fact that they have to contest against national party. Fine. The cost for first time election arrangement will be huge. Fine. Despite these challenges, concept of one nation, one election is worth exploring. Fine. I think again the same one thing which is missing is this idea which is missing is like last year also we have seen that apart from a few copies, we have seen that there is one challenge. That you all have focused on just one part, one nation, one election. That second part which was there, is it the most needed reform of Indian politics or not? That one part is missing in many of the copies. Okay. So I think now after this first and second session, I think you know that where you all have to work. Where you all have to work, I think that will be clear from this. Okay. Then you have got some idea of what can be a good introduction also. We have seen some very good introduction, some starting with quotation, some starting with that prose which was there. That was also quite good. Then some of you have started with some stories also, some quotations also. Even the explaining this concept of one nation, one election, that is also fine. Okay. So that is one idea. Fine. There is 4 pillars of democracy. Indian politics is one which decides the executive and legislative. See, there in this copy, if we look at this, you have gone into this polity part. Okay, you have gone into this polity part that you are explaining what is there in Indian Constitution, what are the different provisions of this. So that is not the demand of the question. That is not the demand of the topic here. Remember one thing, in essay, you don't have to give your knowledge of GS. You have to present your creativity. You have to do analysis, linkage of different topic. You have to give broader dimensions of topic, not the GS part. Okay. So that is one thing I think everyone can work upon. See, this is, if I look at this, what I will get is, like you are mentioning about how elections are conducted in India. Essay is something different. Essay is like where we have exploration of different ideas, where we have debates about something, where we have like arguments and counter arguments with help of examples and everything. So essay is in a different manner. Essay is something which should give people this what you can say, interest to read that thing. When we look at the GS answer, it is going to be specific. It is going to be specific, full of facts and figures, and mostly facts and figures are there in GS answer. But when we talk about essay, it is about your art of writing something. It is about your art of explaining something, not in like a bookish language, not in language of laws or different legislations, different reports, committees. It is about expressing yourself, expressing the idea with help of some argument, examples, simple analysis. That is what is required. Again, you have written this, but you have written in point-wise manner. That is not required. Okay. Also, that one part which is missing is you have to connect with the most needed reform of Indian politics. Okay. Then this copy was slightly less visible, Sonal. So when you are uploading your copy, I have written very good, like your handwriting is also quite good, but it is slightly blurred. So while taking the pics of your copy, try to make it like a clear picture, try to take a clear picture and then upload it. I am also very much poor in taking good pictures. Most of the people say that you don't know how to take a picture or selfie or anything. But I think you can improve upon this part. You can take good pictures of at least answer. Okay. Because this is somewhat less visible. Okay. As the largest democratic nation in the world, India is renowned for its commitment to transparency in election. To maintain this transparency, it is crucial for India to service its electoral system and modify it according to need of the hour. Okay. Then you have mentioned what we have done: one nation, one election, historical background, high level committee. So see, again you are writing it in form of article, which is not required. You have even mentioned way forward. So that is also something you are going in GS manner. Okay. So make it essay once again. Make it essay once again. Don't write it in GS format. Okay. This is from Sikandar. Last day we have made this. Story with respect to Sikandar. So Sikandar's copy is here. With the approval of proposal for simultaneous election nationwide and the report submitted by a high-level committee chaired by former President Ramnath Kovind, the idea of one nation, one election has once again gained significant traction in India's political landscape. Okay. Then you have defined what is one nation, one election, objective, historical index, advantages. So I think now you get this idea, Sikandar, that what you will have to work upon. The same thing has been seen in many copies. You are writing it in form of GS. You are writing it in form of GS answer. So although you are mentioning all the points, it has to be done in essay format. Okay. So that one thing which you all can improve. Okay. Increase voter participation, everything is there. Economic benefits, improved election, challenges. See, so the thing is here, Sikandar, you have taken so many points. You have added many diversity. You have added diversity to your essay. But only the format and structure has to be changed somewhat. The format structure part has to be changed somewhat. Other than that, the ideas which you have put, the way you have started your essay and everything, that is fine. Okay. The second part, let me see if you have taken that part or not. You have not taken the second part, that whether it is the most needed reform or not. So you can incorporate that idea plus all other things which you have mentioned, that what are the benefits and challenges, that will be fine. Just arrange it in a proper format and then your essay will become quite good. Okay. Moving on, there is this one more essay copy. Every election is determined by the people who show up. John F. Kennedy. Okay. Kennedy fan. So in this essay, if you look at this, democracy and elections are two parts of a coach in which every democratic nation, each people's citizens have right to vote to his own choice. Okay. Then you have mentioned elections should be held in a particular time interval. Mismanagement of resources. Again, this part is not very much visible, so you can also look at this. Take a good picture. Okay. This part is entirely not visible. Okay, so just do one thing. Just like take a better picture of it. I think you have started in that dimension, that governance will be affected, public welfare scheme is affected. So that part is going good, but just try to like take a better picture so that I will be able to read it much more in a efficient manner. Yeah, so that one part you can improve. Okay. One last copy which we can see is, it is again the name is not written here, only the date is written here, 24th December. One nation, one election refers to the proposal of holding simultaneous election. The concept of simultaneous election is not new idea. Okay, fine. At present, elections for state assemblies and Lok Sabha. Then you have mentioned about benefit. Point wise you have mentioned. Okay, so point wise is not needed. Again, the same thing is there. See, I think all of you have read this one nation, one election. All of you have read this one nation, one election topic. You know that what are the advantages, you know the challenges. We have discussed this. And the thing is, what we see that you are going in this manner, where you are trying to write it in a form of GS answer. Okay. So those who are watching this session, just go to last day's session also, yesterday's session also. We have discussed this, that in the topic, how we are going to approach, how we are going to write the introduction, then how we will proceed with the second part, third part of essay, and even we will see the topic that it is written, the most needed reform of Indian politics, one nation, one election, after that exclamation mark. So then you have to understand that symbols also, those lines which are there, you have to understand that also. Okay. Clear? So that is one part. Let's inspire people. Good. Everything, sir. See, in Karol Bagh, we are having this session on Saturday. And today also I have met some of you, like those who have written answers. There also after the classes, I have met a few of you. Okay. So those who are in the Karol Bagh center, of course, if you are there, and classes are there generally on Saturday. So after the sessions, or yes, generally after the sessions, you can meet me there. Fine. So I think these were all the copies. These were all the copies which we have got for essay. Many people have not written essay. In GS answers, many of you were writing, but yes, around 20-25 copies that we have got in essay. So don't fear in writing essay. Write more essay. Okay. Yes, Shraddha, if you write the essay, this is the topic. The smarter you get, the less you speak. So you have 1 week time. You have 1 week time. Just prepare for this part. This is a philosophical essay. Just like take some examples also. Take some examples of previous questions, the way you write. See, the main thing is you have to add diversity. You have to add diversity in essay. You have to make this topic broad. You have to make this topic broad. To just give you an idea, it says that the smarter you get, the less you speak. So normally what you will do is, like what normally is done by most of the people is that they take this in a single manner, in a single way. That they say that, okay, one person is wise, so they are speaking less. It is not about one person. It is not about one person. It is about this entire, you have to connect with this entire thing. You can connect it with some countries also. The countries which are much more smarter, they speak less and work more. The communities which are smarter, they speak less and work more. Individuals which are smarter, they speak less and work more. In science field also, you will find that those who are doing great jobs, they are not like the public, they are not getting this popularity contest. Just to give an example, you can put this example of Peter Higgs. Okay. Just to give you an example, Peter Higgs. Okay. For the beginning of this story, or for the beginning of this answer, just read about Peter Higgs. Peter Higgs is the one person, he is the one person who has been given Nobel Prize for discovery of for this theory of Higgs boson particle. He has got this Nobel Prize for the theory of Higgs boson particle. And just you can imagine how much simplicity he was having. Higgs boson is said to be one such theory which can change the understanding of physics as we know today. Now, he has done a great discovery. Like if we talk about Einstein, his theories of relativity, his theories of photoelectric effect, they have changed the society. In similar way, Peter Higgs' theory about Higgs boson particle can change the basic understanding of physics which we know today. So it is also a transformative step in physics. He has been awarded Nobel Prize for this. But see his simplicity, that when Nobel Prize was announced for Peter Higgs, he was not like the Nobel committees were not able to get in contact with him. They were not able to get in contact with him. So what happened that his name was announced, then some of his neighbor saw it on the television, and while he was just walking around the park or walking around the area, one of the neighbor approached him and said that, hey, you have won the Nobel Prize. Okay. You have won the Nobel Prize. So from there you can get the idea that how much simplicity can be there in a person who has won the Nobel Prize, who has done a tremendous discovery, and yet he is living in a simple manner. So speak here is not just about speaking. It is about all your expression, the way you are. The way you are. Speak is just a figure of speech here. Speak is a figure of speech here. How you behave yourself, how you show yourself, how you express yourself, that all states about the speak part. Okay. So speak is not this literal part of speaking. It is a figure of speech. It is a metaphor type thing. It is a metaphor type thing. It is not the literal meaning which you have to take. You have to take this in broader sense. And then you have to talk about this topic. Okay. Then you have to talk about this topic. So I think from here you get the idea that this speaking part, it is just a metaphor. It is not that you have to literally talk about just speaking, that okay, this leader was very smart but he was not speaking, this student was very smart but he was not speaking. It is not about speaking, it is a metaphor. Speak means all the actions, the expressions, they are the part. Okay. Okay, there is one thing I have joined today. I have filled out is evaluation is part of program and where to upload the answer. Shubham, the thing is, like we are having 16th session of this like program, and you can just get yourself registered on the KGS portal or KGS app. This is free program for everyone, and we are giving questions here, plus we are also doing evaluation of a few of the copies, not all the copies, because it will not be possible in the session to evaluate all the copies. But yes, we are trying to take as many copies as possible, and then we are discussing the approach so that you can self-evaluate also. Okay. That is one thing which we are doing under this program. I thought today is last day, so I uploaded today. Yes, you can upload again. You can upload again, I think. 1200 words, right? How? See, if you understand the essay, if you have understood the topic, and if you have analyzed the various dimensions, I will say that you will find that 1200 words are quite less. If you understand the concept, 1200 words will be like you are having a limitation that you have finished within 1200 words. Okay. So first try to understand that what can be all possible dimensions of topic. In essay, give more time on thinking about topic and less time on writing. You are having this time right now. Just do one aspect, give 1 day or 2 days for thinking about this essay and then write about it. I have just given you some idea also, that it is not the literal thing on which you have to write. It is a figure of a speech, or you can say simply a metaphor. You have to analyze it. You have to think about this topic and then you have to write. So one dimension, like you can connect it with some historical figures also. You can connect it with some historical figures also, that those who were smart, what they have done. Like, just to give you an example, although you may agree or disagree with this example, but see how the Britishers were smart. Britishers came to India during the time of Mughal. And at that time, when Jahangir was perhaps the Mughal emperor, he was very much powerful. Or even during the time of Aurangzeb, when the Mughals were here, Aurangzeb was very much powerful. So Britishers were quite much humiliated in the houses of Jahangir also, in the house of Aurangzeb also. But you can see the smartness of British, that during the tenure of Jahangir or during the tenure of Aurangzeb, they didn't do anything which will offend the empire. They were trying to maintain that good relation. So they were building their strength, they were building their potential. And by the time they found that now this is the right time to invade portions of India, they started doing it. They started exerting their control over Mughal empire. They started exerting their control over the Deccan empires or the Bengal empires. So that was quite much a smart move of Britishers in India. That this is a part of smartness. While they were getting humiliated in the empire of Jahangir or Aurangzeb, they were not reciprocating back. So that is what thing you can incorporate from here. That historically we have seen multiple examples that the smarter empires have taken time before taking any action. Speak is also about action, how they have behaved, what they have done. So speak is not about speak in literal sense. It is more about actions, more about expressions, more about how they have behaved. That is example of the speak word here. Okay. So from here, I think now you can get this one more idea that how we can expand. You can think about the same thing in historical background. You can take other examples also. You can take the example of Mahatma Gandhi. You can take the example of Mahatma Gandhi also for that matter. Okay. Mahatma Gandhi was a very smart and strategic person. Okay. When Mahatma Gandhi launched non-cooperation movement, he saw that we were able to run this movement for 2 years. But after that, there were multiple incidences of violence there. People were losing their patience, and Britishers were waiting for it, that once they lose the patience, we will crush this movement altogether and we will crush all other future upcoming missions. So Gandhiji strategically like suspended the non-cooperation movement, and for next 7 to 8 years he started working on building the like Swarajist. He started building on the nationalist feeling within the country, the constructive program. He was doing it. And then in 1930, when Mahatma Gandhi launched civil disobedience movement, you might be aware about this one incident, that when Mahatma Gandhi visited visited to meet the King Charles or their like other members. So he didn't follow that dress code. He went into his simple the clothes he was wearing, and he made a joke to one of the most powerful person in the world at that time. He said that he is wearing the clothes for all our country members. He has already put on so much clothes which will be sufficient for our country members. Okay. So that was his strategic move. It was said in many newspapers that the mighty British Empire kneeled before a semi-naked old fellow from India. Okay. So that was his strategic move. That was his speak. That was his expression. So smarter you get, less you speak. Less you speak doesn't mean that just about a speaking thing. It is about how you act, how you behave. Okay. So I hope it is clear. So now I think you all can write this essay. The smarter you get, the less you speak. I have explained a little bit about this. Now the rest is up to you. Think about this. And then of course, in the next session, we will discuss it fully. But then think about this and then try to write about it. Use your creativity. Use your creativity here, that is required. Okay. So thank you everyone. Let's meet in the next session that will be announced like on 31st. We will not have the session, and one also it is no session on 1st of January also. So whenever the next session is, most probably 3rd of January, we will have this session. Till then, you have this time. Think about this topic, prepare for this topic, write 2 or 3 rough essay. Write 2 or 3 rough essay on this topic. Improve yourself in each and every essay. You have this one time. Take this one last resolution of 2024. Like 3 days are remaining. Take this one last resolution of 2024, which you can achieve also, that I will write this essay 2 or 3 times. Okay. So just work on this aspect. No problem, Shraddha. See, you have submitted your essay, fine. You can like write it again. It is not just that like I have to see the copy. What you have to do is you have to improve your part. That is what is required. Okay. You have to improve yourself. That is what is required. So now you have got this idea. So try to work on this. Try to work on this. And in the next session, I want to see that like many of you have written some innovative thing in your essay. Don't make it GS answer. Make this a essay this time. Okay. KGS user sir, मैं UPSC foundation batch कैसे लूँ? आप KGS user, first of all, you can change your name to whatever your real name is, and then you can do one thing. Just go on website. There are multiple options of courses. So I think some foundation courses are starting also from the month of January. So you can get all these information in the app also, and even on the website as well. Okay. So thank you everyone. And yes, Anjali, please ask your question. Yes, Monday we will have this current affair classes. I think Monday is 30. So yes, we will have this one class of current affairs on Monday. Definitely we will have. Okay. Yes, Anjali, please ask your question. Monday we will have this current affair class at 5 p.m. sharp. CAR T cell therapy. See, CAR T cell therapy, okay, it is out of context, but yes, CAR T cell therapy is one such therapy which is used for treatment of blood cancer, mostly blood cancer. So CAR is chimeric antigen receptor. Okay, there are T cells in our body. The T cells which are present in blood, they help to fight various type of infections or problems inside our body. So sometimes when there is blood cancer, the T cells become ineffective. They are not working properly. So then what is done is the T cell is extracted from the body. It is removed, or sorry, it is taken out of the body. In the lab, there is addition of something in this. That addition is simply chimeric antigen receptor. Means we are trying to change the structure of this T cell. We are adding something else in this T cell which will help it to identify the cancer cell in the blood and kill it. So first we have extracted the T cell from a cancer patient. That T cell is modified, means now it is made much more effective. Now that T cell, once it is produced into the lab, it will be inserted back into the patient. It will be inserted back into the patient. These T cells will go inside the blood and it will try to kill the cancer cell. So in brief, that is what we call as CAR T cell therapy. Clear? And if it is not clear, then we will discuss it in detail in the Monday session. In the current affairs session, we will take this as a topic. Okay. CAR T cell therapy, you will find that CAR T cell therapy is there, and this year 2024, what we have seen that India has developed a new type of indigenous CAR T cell therapy, which is NextCAR19. NextCAR19, it is an indigenous CAR T cell therapy developed by India, which has been successful in some cases also. Few number of people on which this trial was there, they have been cured from cancer. So NextCAR19 is also a CAR T cell therapy developed by India, indigenously developed by India, and it is under this trial phase in India. Okay. So thank you everyone. Yes, Happy New Year in advance to all of you. 2 or 3 days more remaining. It is 28. 3 days more remaining. So make the best of this. 3 days are there. Make the best of this. And again, in 2025, we will meet in one of the answer writing session. On 30 December, we will meet in current affairs session. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care and all the best. Good night. Thank you.